Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Money Podcast, your source for all things money. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Rod Santomassimo on the line, and he is the founder and president over at Massimo Group. Rod, welcome to the show.
Adam, thanks so much for having me. Really excited to be on your show.
So I got some exciting news today. You're launching a new book, Knowing Isn't Doing. I'm excited to get into that with you, but before we do, let's get a little bit further into what you're doing over at Massimo Group. Tell us a little bit more about the company, please.
Well, I formed the company, I formed the company back in 2008 during the depths of the recession, where, I found myself unemployed and had to craft a company. And so I thought I'd coach some folks to help them get out of the recession. And before I knew it, I had several clients and more clients. And next thing I knew, 12 years later, I have 30 coaches across North America with clients across the globe, mostly in North America, but still some across the globe. And we're helping individuals just reposition what they're doing and really creating more margin, we call it, maximizing their margin both professionally and personally. And that's what we're doing today.
Man, that's awesome. And I think that's a testament of, we're in some trying times right now, of course, but I know a lot of businesses that were launched during that time. And now you look at yourself, 12 years in, maybe going on 13 now into it. So congratulations first on that. And I'd like to get into this book and why you wrote it. So let's just start off with Knowing Isn't Doing. What was the inspiration behind this?
I'm old school, I'll tell you, and I was always close to the vest on things we were doing at the Massimo Group to help our clients have exponential results. And then some young folks told me, Rod, we're in a sharing environment. You always say you live in a life of abundance. Just give your stuff away. So, Adam, I said, you're right. But I do live in a world of abundance, and why am I being so close to the vest? Let me just share everything that we do at the Massimo Group with folks out there. And sure, some may turn to clients. I get that. But more importantly, it will help people move forward. So I wrote this book outlining what I call the Massimo methods, the things I did back in 2008 through 2020, and still to build a business on my own in the depth of reception. And, you're right. I don't mean fortuitous. That's the wrong word. It absolutely is.
Yeah, of course.
But, coincidentally, now we're in a jam. We are in the same jam that we were in back in 2008. A little different with the health issues, but in the same jam. So the book was written to get it out to folks. And because this time I went with a distributor, it won't be out till October. But we did a soft launch. I was allowed to do a soft launch for one day. And we figured, actually for 2 weeks, I'd soft launch for 2 weeks. You can sell so many books. We sold out in less than a day. So I said, wow. I may have something here. So it's really my methods of how to take where you are and build your business so you have more margin in your life. That's what it's all about.
Man, that is so exciting. And congratulations. And I'll tell you, for you to kind of make that mental shift, it's a hard shift. I mean, I made it, and I come from the financial advisor background, so it was a hard shift when I went into media and thinking about, wait, you're supposed to give it away, and kind of understanding all of that in your processes and other things. But it's so weird, that law of reciprocation, like the more you give, the more you get back. And yeah, you'll get clients. You get a ton of clients from it. Are you kidding me? Especially when people get to know your content and what you do and the methods behind it. I mean, it's amazing, and it's a win-win scenario. So what are some of the things that some of the readers, when this does come out, what are some of the things that some takeaways that they're gonna get from it that they should expect?
Yeah, and by the way, I called it Knowing Isn't Doing, and people at my sales team all said, Rod, you're giving all your stuff away. I said, read the title, Knowing Isn't Doing. Just because I give it away does not mean they're going to do it. So that was the key why we did that. But look, first I laid out a 7-point sales plan, how to go out, define your audience, attract your audience, how to make phone calls, what to say exactly on the phone, how to align that what we call the presence pyramid, Adam, a 3-part piece where what you do personally, physically, and digitally in the right cadence. Look, I run a coaching company, Adam, so and I'm a numbers guy. I always have been. So I track numbers and look at trends and see what works in the marketplace. And so we've developed some methodologies on prospecting and presence that has proven to create more opportunity, more production, actually. So that's what it's all about.
Wow, that's awesome. And what do you find, like, I know you're a numbers guy, but I also get the feeling, even though this is our first time talking, that you're also a stories guy, because you have to be a good coach. Give us a story from the book. I know you can give us one you got up your sleeve.
Yeah, well, I don't know if this is in the book. Matter of fact, I'm not going to give one outside the book. This just happened the other day, okay? So,
all right, even better.
Even better. We had a young man, I won't mention his name. His name is Jared, but I'll leave his last name out.
Sure.
And he was making $30,000 in commercial real estate, which back, if you guys know anything about real estate, you pay a commission, you pay the house. So he's probably bringing home around $18,000. But he wanted to improve, and so he begged, borrowed. He did not steal. He told me he begged, borrowed his money to pay for one of our coaching programs. And yeah, he's looking for 2 years, and this year he's gonna gross. Now, gross and commissions is different. He's gonna gross around $400,000 plus. So I called him up and I said, Jared, I gotta ask you. It's a beautiful story, and we've had clients at 6x, 7x, 10x their income. So tell me why, though, because you're a young guy, you believe in yourself. So what did you do exactly to make this work? And he said, Rod, very simple. I followed the game plan you put out there, and I actually did it, back to knowing what I'm doing. And look, Adam, this is coming from a Duke guy. So when I say this, I have the ultimate respect. I always go back to Michael Jordan, who I do believe is the greatest basketball player of my lifetime. And yeah, I'm a Duke, I'm a Duke guy saying this, so I must really mean it.
Yeah, true.
But Michael Jordan he would always say, right? Look, I just do the fundamentals better than anybody else. Yeah, he's a gifted athlete. I get that. But he focuses on the fundamentals. And really, there are fundamental things we all take for granted that we don't do. And the way you can craft those fundamentals. So let me give you an example. So no doubt you're going to go out and your folks may make prospecting calls. Maybe one thing they're going to do to build their business, right? So what exactly are they saying? Do they recognize when they're making the calls? So Adam, every time you make a call, is it an interruption? Yes or no? What do you think? It is an interruption.
Yeah.
Every time you make a call is an interruption. No one expects your call, especially today from your old financial advisory background. I'm sure I know my financial advisors get my calls.
No, then for sure. Hold on, time out. The only reason I paused was because, yes, 100% in that background. Now I was like, they better be expecting my calls on the calendar. So go ahead, Rod.
So why don't you acknowledge it? Why don't people acknowledge it? So instead of saying, hey, Adam, this is Rod from the Massimo Group, and the reason I'm calling is I get that, and that's a really nice pitch that comes straight out of a Jeb Blount Fanatic prospecting pitch. Really nice. But why not acknowledge it's an interruption right away? Hey, Adam, this is Rod. I know you didn't take my call. I know I'm probably interrupting you, but I was just hoping for 27 seconds to share with you why I'm calling. Now, Adam, because I acknowledge that I'm interrupting you, and you're going to say, you know what? Yeah, you are. Because I asked for 27 seconds, guess what? You're going to say, okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll give you 27 seconds. Now, of course, if I ask for 30 seconds, you'd blow me off because that would be, probably like 10 minutes. But the fact that I articulated like that and shifted it and recognized I was interrupting you, interfering with you, and put a specific time and an odd number, 27 seconds, you're more likely to say, yes, Rod, I'll talk to you. It's just one of the many things that you got to understand how you take fundamentals and shift them to get really where you want to go.
Man, that's awesome. So, Rod, I could talk to you about this all day long. Love what you're doing over at Massimo Group, and I'm excited to get my hands on one of these copies of this book, Knowing Isn't Doing. So that being said, two-part question. So what are the right types of clients for Massimo Group? What are the right type of niches, other things like that? And second part of the question is, if that, for the audience that's listening that fits into that category, what's the best way for them to follow up with you and also to learn more about the book?
Sure. Well, first of all, okay, the quick follow-up to how to contact us, Massimo, Massimo .coach. Really simple, Massimo.coach. And anyone who's a professional, and either you're just starting out or you're a seasoned veteran, and maybe you're what we call Peter Plateau. Adam, when you read the book, which I'll send you, of course, when you read the book, you'll see that there's three avatars: Ned Newby, Peter Plateau, and Bob Topper. by the way, all named after one of our clients. And it could be Nancy Newby, Paula Plateau, and Betty Topper. It doesn't matter.
I'm a sucker for alliteration. You had me at alliteration, Rod. Thank you. It's the way to my heart.
Just think, if you're a professional, right, and you're either working for yourself or working for someone but still an independent contractor kind of relationship, or want to go out and build your own business, the book is for you, and the Massimo Group can help you do just that.
Man, that's awesome. Well, hey, Rod, it's been a pleasure having you on the podcast today. I love catching up with you, learning more about Massimo Group and also about the new book, Knowing Isn't Doing. Do you have a scheduled release for that? I don't think I asked you that. You have a scheduled release or roughly?
Yeah, it's October, first week of October 2020. I try to get it out there quicker, but my distributor says no can do.
No, I completely get it, and we'll definitely have you back on the podcast when it's out so that we can do another deep dive on the book and go a little bit further. So, no, definitely want to bring that to our audience. And to the audience that's listening, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. Hope you had fun listening. We had fun making this and bringing it for you. If you did, don't forget, subscribe to the podcast. Leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Money, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments in the comment section. Love to hear what you're working on and what kind of things you have going on in your world. And Rod, thanks again for coming on the show.